Hi guys, my name is Robert Fizthugh and I am a filmmaker and the director of the Dublin Smartphone Film Festival. In this little quick video, I just wanted to share with you my top 10 tips in order to shoot, be it a vlog, be it an interview, just in order to kind of utilize and make best practice with your phone if you're shooting a video. So first things first, regardless of what you're doing, would be my number one tip would be to start with a story. What's your film about? What is your story about? What's your vlog about? What's your interview about? Think of it from a story perspective. Put yourself in the mindset of an audience. Give your story a start, a middle, and an end. Always look at things from the perspective of how is this a story? How is it going to begin? What obstacles are we going to face through it? And what is the ending going to be? Because that classical structure, regardless of be it a TikTok video, be it a vlog, is always the way to draw an audience in. Remember, I talk an awful lot about shooting on your mobile phone because I'm a big believer that it doesn't really matter the quality of the video that you do. It's always about engaging with your audience. And the simplest, easiest way to do that is by utilizing basic storytelling principles of having a start, a middle, and an end. My next top tip would be to plan. So it's all good and well to take out your phone, take your camera and shoot a lot of stuff. But I'd be more inclined to really plan, really think about what you're shooting. Because if you think about it, if you're researching your story, if you're researching what it is you're going to do, then you're going to be far more thoughtful. You're going to be far more, impactful when you choose to record something. So remember, every time you shoot something, you have to edit it. Unless you're lucky enough to have an editor for you. So every time you're pressing record, that's more footage, that's more time that you need to consume. Looking at that footage back to find the things that work. But if you plan out your video, if you plan out what you're going to do, you plan out the types of shots you want to get, then that means that you can be far more precise and far faster when it comes to the editing process because you know exactly the type of shots you have. So you're able to go in and say, hey, I've got that shot to cover what I'm saying here. I'm going to add that in, as opposed to saying, oh, I shot this video for 25 minutes. I'm going to work my way through those 25 minutes and see if I can pull out things that I might be able to use. So my second tip would be very much to plan, okay? Now, from a practical standpoint, for my third tip, it's about stability. Especially since I deal in the world of mobile phones, I deal in the world of shaky cameras and things like that. I'm a big fan of using stability. I'm a big fan of not necessarily holding my phone when I'm shooting video. I'm talking to you guys right now and my phone is on a tripod that is permanently in place. It never leaves the position it's in, and it means that I know that my shot is going to be steady and I know that I'm not touching or interfering with my phone. And remember, you're touching buttons on your phone, you're clicking on things, and that's sending mini vibrations out through your phone, which is going to cause little shakes on your camera because your lens is going to feel those vibrations. So use some sort of stability. It doesn't have to be a tripod. It can be coffee cups, it can be books, it can be anything you want as long as you're not holding yourself. So think about finding ways to place your phone in unique locations where you can be confident that they're secure and that you're not going to have to worry about them shaking. Also, if you want to do something handheld, get yourself a nice tripod to hold on to, get yourself a gimbal or something like that that allows you to smoothly control your phone, because that's going to add an extra level of polish and an extra level of professionalism to what you do. The one thing people always say for my top tip number 4 is maybe to get your hands on a microphone. And the reason being, and I understand the irony, is I don't have a microphone set up here, but I'd be a big fan of using microphones, especially when you're outside, especially when you're shooting video outdoors, because you can get away with kind of poor visuals. An audience is far more accepting of kind of poor visuals, but what they won't accept is really poor audio. So if you're outdoors and you're talking into your phone, you've put all this effort into your planning, you've put all this effort into your story, but people can't hear what you're saying. People have to lean forward maybe, or maybe the sound is, there's wind blowing on the mic, and that can be like, people can be like, oh, I can't get into that, I can't get absorbed in the story because I can't hear it properly, or there's something about it I'm not responding to. So grab a microphone, use a microphone where possible. You can get low cost ones, but if I was to spend any money on anything, it would be on a microphone, because I think that sound is paramount, and sound is really, really important. If you're shooting on your phone, my top tip number 5, this may seem silly, is to free up storage on your phone. I don't know how many people I have worked with who've shot something really good and then they run out of storage space. We store so much things on our phone in terms of photos and videos and WhatsApps and all that sort of stuff that can chew up a lot of space. And if you want to use your phone as a camera, you need to be mindful that, you know, you need to have space in order to shoot your video, or what's going to happen is you'll be constantly deleting things from your phone, shooting video, deleting things, shooting video, deleting things, and it can be quite frustrating. So free up storage on that phone to make sure that you can shoot as much as you need to shoot with confidence. My next fairly obvious tip would be flight mode. So flight mode for your phone is something I would always put on. The reason being is, I don't know how many times I've gotten a phone call from my mom when I'm doing something, and it's great, it's lovely to hear from your parents, but at the same time, you're using your phone as a camera, and very much you're going to be using it in scenarios where you don't want to be interrupted. So I would say remember to pop your phone on flight mode when you're using your phone for camera time, and this way you don't have to worry about kind of shots being interrupted, especially if you're doing something for a vlog where you might only have, you know, one and done. You might only be able to catch that shot at that specific time and not again. Having that shot interrupted by a telephone call is not going to be ideal. Lock your screen. That's my next tip, would be to lock your screen. Okay, so if anyone has their phones there in front of them, if you're not using any sort of camera app, I think it's really important to lock your screen. And what I mean by lock your screen is when you take out your camera and you open it, when you're on video, before you press record, so say you're doing an interview, you press your finger on the screen, and what happens is it locks the exposure and the focus. So this way, when you move your phone around, you're not going to get any changes of light and focus. It's not going to start hunting. It's not going to start looking for different things. You're basically telling your phone, I want everything to stay the way it is here now, and I don't care if somebody opens a window, I don't care if somebody walks by, I want my screen to be locked, and I want my shot to look nice and clean and clear. So just remember to press your finger on the screen to lock it. If you're an iPhone user, you should see a little yellow box that says AEAF lock, and if you're an Android user, it should say something like exposure and focus locked. My next tip is around action. So when you press record, when you press action, it's about personality. Okay, it's about selling yourself on camera. You don't have to be 100% confident on camera, and I think the best way to be confident on camera is to be yourself. And I know that sounds, what is being yourself, but a lot of us try to behave a certain way when we're on camera because we watch a lot of people on camera and we say, well, they're very good on camera, so I'll try and be like them. But what people really want is authenticity. What people really want is someone being genuine, is being themselves. So the best thing you can do is just be yourself. If you're a little surly on camera, you're a little surly on camera. If you're upgoing and outbeat, then that's you. This is the way I am on camera. I'm not trying to be anything else than who I am on camera. And this is me when I talk on camera. And I feel very comfortable talking this way. I feel very comfortable looking at the lens. These are all things that I've worked at over time in order to define a personality that I feel comfortable talking to on camera. So it's about finding what works for you. And remember, a lot of people worry about talking on camera. They worry about being themselves on camera because they don't want to be judged by other people. They don't want people looking at them saying, oh, this person's being silly. But I will tell you right now, nobody cares. Nobody cares, because everyone's looking at you talking on camera and thinking, wow, I wish I had that person's confidence. Even if you think you're not being confident, someone is always looking and saying, this person is great for being on camera. Because everybody wants to be able to do it, and everybody prevents themselves from doing it because they all think people think the same way. But you have to ask yourself, when I see someone on camera, do I care what they're like? Probably not, which means anyone looking at you isn't going to really care either. Okay, so my next tip after that would be to frame your shot, okay? So it's just important to think about framing, okay? And I'll try to demonstrate a little bit here. Right now, I'm in the middle of the frame, okay? I'm in the middle of the frame and I'm talking directly to you. I'm making eye contact with my audience, okay? So I'm talking to you, I'm addressing you directly, you can see that. Maybe I want to sit off to the side of the frame a little bit, and maybe I want to just look off camera like this. This is very much like a documentary. It's very much like a, hey, I'm an expert and I'm talking about a subject to somebody else, and you, the audience, are listening to me. Things you kind of want to avoid is, you know, if somebody is all the way over here, hey, this is, you know, hey guys, welcome to my video, you know, hey, thanks so much. Like, you can't see my face. There's too much space to one side. You know what I mean? Or maybe if I'm sitting in the middle of the frame, but I'm not feeling very confident, and I'm looking off over here, or hey, how's it going? Or I'm talking up there, or I'm talking down there. And what that can do is that can be a little bit disengaging for the audience watching, because, you know, who are they looking at? Why aren't they looking at me? They're, you know, imagine talking to yourself on the street and saying, okay, I want to make eye contact. I want to talk directly to this person. So it's important to think about the type of video you're doing and the framing and where you want to stand in the shot. If you're talking directly to your audience, if you're on social media, you're doing a vlog and you want to tell your fans about your day, then I would sit and I would talk directly to the camera, because you're making that connection with your friends and your audience. And the final thing I would say is have fun. It's have fun. It's about having fun. It's about being yourself. Okay. And if you don't enjoy the experience of doing it, then you're likely to do it a lot less. So if you can find a way where it's fun for you and it works for you and you can have a lot of fun doing it, then that's half the battle. You'll want to press record. You'll want to set up your shot. You'll want to think about planning. You'll be excited about working on the next story you want to tell, because, you know, finding it a way to make it fun means you're more likely to do it. And I think that it might be the most important thing of all. You mightn't like the first video you do. You mightn't like the second. You might even like the 15th video you do, because you'll always see yourself, or you'll see something about it you don't like. But if you're having fun, you're going to want to keep going back. You're going to want to keep practicing. You're going to keep getting better. And most importantly, if you're having fun, your audience is going to feel that. They're going to see you smile. They're going to see you open up. Hey, how's it going? And they're going to find that infectious. And that's why they're going to kind of keep coming back. So I wish you guys all the best of luck with the videos you're shooting. Enjoy.